Hi, guys. So, I was just spending some time in my room, and a friend reminded me of something as I gaze into my little pyramids and sit in my nice quiet space. How many times do we always need a compliment? Like, why? We always search for everybody else to give us compliments and approve of what we're doing. And sorry, I have to swipe them aside or I get sidetracked. I will do some card readings shortly, but as we approach the solstice and the Christmas celebrations, I just want to remind everybody to Lee Harris has this great video out there, and it's absolutely fantastic. It helps remind us that, one, that we're not alone. Two, there's a lot of us up right now at 5:30. No, just kidding. But it reminds us that everybody's going through shit. So no matter what the shit is, he advises us, write it down. Okay, where is it coming from? What is it doing? What are your triggers? If someone doesn't say something nice to you, if someone does say something nice to you, if someone says a disrespectful thing to you, if somebody pushes your boundaries, if the things that make you mad and piss you off, whether it's a text, whether it's a not text, whether whatever they are, dig deep and write it down. Apparently, next 2019, if you're able to do these things, if you're able to bring your Reiki or your cards or your angels or your praying or your meditation or your yoga or your exercise, blah, 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 it's going to be a lot easier to move through all these changes. Absolutely, we all get triggered. I'm still getting triggered. This freaking moon is insane. It's so emotional. They say, I actually looked it up yesterday because the certain challenges that have been coming up are very repetitive. And they say that this moon will be very emotional or challenge you emotionally or something like that. So be prepared to be a little moody over the next few days. Well, I know I ain't PMSing, so write it down, okay? Instead of ripping everybody a new one and doing the normal thing that we always do during the holidays, I hear about family feuds, family fighting, everybody hates Christmas because it's all about presents, blah, 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 blah. Take those negative thoughts, get rid of them, enjoy whatever moment it is, because we don't know when our next moment is going to be. We have no idea if we're going to have a next moment. I mean, working on palliative, you sure open your eyes to a lot of different things that are happening in other people's lives. Hell, being a nurse, hell, just being out in the community, you can see what other things are happening to other people. Find your zen, whatever that takes. Don't be hard on yourself if you need to sleep a little extra, or if you need to take a time out, or you just don't feel like doing shit that day. That's okay. Honor that. Allow that. If just write it, release it. Don't bottle it up. Don't ignore it, because if you ignore it, it's going to manifest into something else. For example, when I used to ignore shit, I got knocked off of work for 3 months because I wouldn't face the fact that I didn't want to be there. The energy, or I couldn't deal with it at that time because I wasn't strong enough. I'm not saying always leave your job. Sometimes you actually have to be in that job because the challenges that you're facing in that job will actually help build you into a better person if you handle it correctly. And what I mean by that is in a healthy manner. Don't run up and down the hallways ripping everybody a freaking new one, because that doesn't heal anything. It challenges everything and it fights. But you know what? If that's what you do for one day, that's okay. Forgive yourself. Move on. Let it go. Be like, I don't know, just try and hold your space bubble and, I don't know, be the best you can be. Okay, let's pull some cards. Okay, I'm going to actually swipe back. All right, who's still with us? All right, let's do Shelly, Amanda, and Amanda. Hello! Okay, I hope that all made sense. Oh, and smudging is such a beautiful thing to do. I got smudge burning right now. Do the things that clear your energy, whether it's immersing in a bath. So in other words, I'm going to say that came up for Shell too. Make sure you take your time out just to clear your shit. If you've been picking up extra groggy right now, like if you go into a room and you think, oh, this is awesome, and then all of a sudden, boom, your energy's gone. It's like, oh, I feel like shit. Somebody's getting in. Somebody's sucking your juice. So try and even make that shield. Some people will start with the inner light inside. Call in Jesus, call in your spirits, whatever spirit guides that you work with. Allow that light in there just to grow and expand. Whether you use sprays, I actually have an Archangel Michael spray that I'm going to take today because I got a really long day. So, and Stacey has to stay nice and happy because I got 2 Christmas parties, but one's in the beginning of the day and one's at the end of the day. So I'm just going to stay in the city. But anyways, honor that. If you feel like you're getting drained, get your arse out there. Hug a tree. Put your feet, it's a little cold to do that now, but what I've been telling some people is take a bucket of dirt and put your feet in it. Okay? We need to be grounded in some way. So put your feet in a bucket of dirt and you'd be freaking surprised what earth will do with you. Unfortunately, we have to improvise, right? Because we live in Saskatchewan where it's freaking cold and you probably get frostbite if you go and stick your feet out in the ground right now. Okay, let's pull you a card. Okay, so this is koala. I think I have to go over top of the comments. Okay, it says speak less and listen more. Empathy. Now, this is a good card. However, it also, I feel like it still needs to be within yourself as well. Okay, I'm just going to swipe this for a second. Sometimes it's more about listening to the situation. Again, honoring your inner voice and finding out when you should actually say something. Or if you should just sit in the moment and go like this. Because sometimes blanking your tongue is the only thing that's going to get you through that moment. I always like to consider who's the source? Who's it coming from? Is it worth saying something? Am I disrespecting myself by not saying anything? Or am I respecting myself by not saying anything? Sometimes it's just to sit back and listen and hold the space and send love. And write down the shit that you really want to say and burn it. Because it might be coming on to deaf ears. Okay, so I'm going to pull one more for you. Choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. Focus. Okay, I feel like I need to come into the book again here. And again, if you're watching at this exact moment, please take those messages too, and I'll just randomly choose some names here. Look at all your choices before you and select one which you're willing to give your passionate attention. Once you decide, the right action to take becomes immediately apparent, and life supports you and provides you what you need. You can then arrange all your priorities around that which you've chosen. Set personal boundaries and practice self-care when and where needed. If you don't, you can easily get overwhelmed and fragmented, and your power will become scattered and diffused. Let go of all those habitual diversions. I can't speak. Diversions that you've made so important. It's time to go to work on the priority you choose and let it flow. The practice of staying focused in itself a meditation, and this is how you can best express the gifts of service you have to offer to the world and the Creator. Okay, that is a very good card. All right, let's swipe back. Let's do Sherry if you're still here. Wolf. So the first thing that comes up for me, Miss Sherry, is, and all you massage therapists, all you healthcare workers, all you nurses, everybody that's getting their hands dirty, Reiki practitioners, all that stuff. When you're in somebody else's shit, you need to take it off, okay? Literally, after a session. For me, I wash my hands, okay? Before I wash my hands, I actually do a swipe if I'm in somebody's business. If I'm nursing, sometimes I forget to do that swipe during, which is a very good thing to do in the middle of your shift when you're feeling tired, any of that time. I'm not saying that you're not unsafe, because you very much are. Wolf represents you are safe and protected at all times. So no matter what we think, no matter what kind of danger we think that we're in by somebody's verbal diarrhea, or if somebody creates anxiety within us, we're still safe. I mean, maybe in high school we would have got our hands a little more dirty, but at the same point, if I'm standing in my nursing thing, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to call security. I'm going to duck. But really, nothing else is really going to happen. It's going to be verbal diarrhea. And if I don't participate in that, that diffuses it. So just a reminder to clear, cleanse yourself after sessions, or when you're in a real, and don't, okay, I say sessions and I say practitioners, but if you guys have a lot of people coming to you and talking to you about their shit or dumping stuff on you, and they don't even know that they're dumping on you, just if you lose that energy, refill it. Okay. Because you're absolutely channeling that love. You're whatever, you're holding the space so that they can get through their shit. And that's okay. Again, as long as you write down your shit and deal with your shit, make sure their stuff isn't on you anymore. After work, after my 12-hour, 13-hour shifts, I always shower when I get home. And I just imagine that all these little demons and yucky things that happen throughout the day, that it's all just washing down the drain. And then I just imagine that Source is changing that water into nice healing light, and it's just raining over my body. And you know what? Let's just take a moment, because it feels like we need that right now. I just want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to imagine that Archangel Michael is actually pushing everything through to the bottom of your feet. And he's just going to do a nice, beautiful cleanse. And again, you just imagine all that crap being washed off you down into Mother Earth, where she can digest it, and it's beautiful. And just allow Source to bathe you in his white, beautiful light, and just kind of cleanse everything and protect you for the oncoming day today. And if that feels like it wears off or anything, just pretend. I used to pretend that I used to be taking off this suit of armor and then throwing it away because it was all trash, and then rebooting. But it's not that black and white. It's not that cut and dry. You can literally say, Source, dude, I'm exhausted. I need some more juice, and boom, just like that. It's that freaking easy. Sometimes you need a salt bath or something extra, just to, zoom. But all right. Next. You're laughing at me. Just kidding. Okay, Barbie. Oops. I got an upside down. I don't do that, okay? I am not about upside down, turning left, dance on your head kind of girl. All right. Antelope, decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. Now, if it's anything like me, I bounce back and forth. However, I still think that there's something you're holding back from, and you know damn well what it is, and you need to make a decision and just do it. Stop being afraid of what everybody else is going to say. If it resonates with you, allow it to resonate with you, and go with it, and allow that to birth. My gosh, look at me. I'm this little white woman that plays this big ass mother drum, and it's tribal, and it's beautiful, and it's magical, and it took me a long time to get there. So I understand fear. I understand not thinking you're worthy. I understand thinking you have nothing important to offer into the world. So I believe you do. I believe all of you do. Okay, it wants me to jump back into the book here. And a lot of people will judge sometimes that as well. Allow your process to be your process. Just because I go into the book, the only reason is because I'm a fairy and a dragonfly. Sometimes I go, and not everybody can keep up. When I read from the book, sometimes it has one sentence in there that'll resonate with that person a lot more than all the other gibberish that I'm saying. Although Barb can kind of keep up with me, there might be somebody else that actually might need this extra zoom. Okay, if you're going to sit, then sit. If you're going to stand, then stand. If you're going to run, then run. Don't hesitate and don't equivocate. I don't even know what that means. This is not the time for discussion, debate, deliberation, or hesitation. Even choosing to be still and doing nothing can be a wise decision at times, especially if life-threatening circumstances. But let's face it, how often do you actually find yourself in such a situation? Unless, of course, we pretend, oh my gosh, it's just going to kill me. Well, no, it's not going to kill you. I mean, you get hit by a bus, yeah, that's going to kill you. But drama, it's not going to kill you. It's going to, make you... Okay, just be safe, take your time out, breathe. Breathing is very, very good. And if you ever have, you made it through, didn't you? You've come to a point in your life where it's imperative that your choices are based on the combined will of spirit and instinct, which we call intuition. Oh, and I hear, stop giving yourself shit if you're still smoking. You're smoking. My gosh, they just legalized pot. So don't judge yourself. Stop being so damn hard on yourself. When I started smoking again, I felt so sick, I couldn't start smoking again. So I was actually really mad, but I only started because of a cute guy in high school. Anyway, but it really didn't resonate with me, and it did make me sick, and I felt like crap all the time. And when I tried to re-smoke, I was mad that I couldn't re-smoke, because you know what? That gives you your outside time. It gives you your meditation time. Okay, maybe it's doing something to your body, but you know what? I've seen 90-year-old people that have never smoked, they die of cancer. Or people that are still smoking all the way out, and they're not young chickens. So you know what? Your ending is going to be whatever your ending is. So enjoy your life and stop kicking your ass. The more finely tuned you are to your intuition, the more decisive you'll be. You'll see that there's no other way to live. In this situation in particular, that is absolutely the case. So listen, decide, and then act without hesitation or second guessing. Trust that whatever the outcome is, it is ultimately the will of spirit and the best interests of all concerned. Reminds me of palliative. You have no idea how many times I thought, oh, it's time to change. Oh, I gotta move. Oh, I gotta leave this job. Oh, I gotta. No, I don't. I have to sit. So one of the jobs, and it's hilarious because spirit listens a lot, way more than you think. And you can manifest things like this fast. And I said, you know what? This is the kind of job I want. And this is what I'll leave for. And it was funny because spirit manifested that. There was actually a job at Lumsden and at the school. And it was like part-time. So it would have been probably cool. The kids would have been awesome. And something just wasn't clicking. But I was like, this is what it has to be. Right? And anyways, I got the interview. But it was hilarious how it unraveled because I was in the middle of nights and there was no way that I could go. So I got 3 emails and 3 phone calls, and I tried to email back and say, look, I'm on nights. I know you're not awake. I'm just heading to bed or whatever. And I said, I can't make it until next week. These are the dates that I can come. Are you doing interviews? Well, I got an email back. Your appointment is scheduled for tomorrow at 2:00. Tell me if you can't make it or that doesn't work. Well, of course it didn't work. So I emailed back and I never got a response. So I was like, well, let's see. I work with great people. I have a great pension. There's a lot I would be giving up to go into a job where I may already not be listened to. So I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't resonating with. And I said, you know what? Thank you. I'm not in charge. Source is in charge. And that was just another very good reminder for me that I'm not in charge. All right, let's see who's next. Michelle. Whoa. There we go. That was easy. Okay, because I know Michelle. Okay, I don't know if you can read that backward. Healer! And this popped out of the deck. If anybody saw that, I did not set this up. You are a healer. I'm not even going to go into that because you know what, Michelle? You already know the answer. For anybody else that's watching, if the snake or the Healer resonates for you. We were discussing a Reiki class, and she's been considering she is a healer. Her hands are cooking. She is guided to use crystals. She's very intuitive. She just has to be ready to take that step. And you don't have to be a practitioner or do sessions in order to practice Reiki. You can use that anywhere you want. You can send it into Costco and say, you know what, angels, and send out your energy and say, please let everything go smoothly as I go and collect my stuff. I'm going to walk through. I'm going to have the perfect cashierist and everything's going to be just zen, and then leave. And for me, it always works. So ask your angels. That's healing, holding the space for people that can't hold the space, that are going through this mental crash. That's Reiki. That's energy. Reiki will give you some extra pointers, but absolutely honor that healer in yourself. And again, don't overthink it, because it can be just as simple as I see Rhonda's name, just as simple as playing a drum and just singing and allowing whoever is around you to experience that and witness that. And sometimes that in itself will be like, but do it. Don't be afraid. That's tomorrow. And we do have a solstice tomorrow. This is not about advertising. You know me, whatever. My nursing, and my husband's extra overtime pays our stuff. So, okay. So I'm just going to read Rhonda's thing here. Not to got to go yoga here. Hello. Hey, Stevie. I don't know if you waited, but I'll pull a card for you. Oh, there's Mikey. See? He knows when I'm talking about him. All right. I like my power animals because they're very non-denominational. Coyote, wise fool. Haha, I know Steve. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Honor who you are. I'm going to go into the book again. Honor who you are and don't criticize. Allow yourself to be that prankster or the jokester or have some laughs. Because you know what? Sometimes that laugh that you give somebody in that specific moment is exactly what they needed. And okay, so Coyote, accept your follies and find teaching in them. Pause for a moment. Think of those times when you've acted thoughtless or foolish. Perhaps even recently. How did you feel? Embarrassed? Shamed? Well, it's time to let it go. Write it down. Burn it. To stop attacking or shaming yourself. It's not just about forgiving yourself or blandly accepting these instances. It goes way beyond that to loving the fool inside. That part of you that such childlike innocence behaves in a way that sometimes brings on social or self-condemnation. Play the drum, play whatever you want, dance, frick. I actually started doing the gypsy cry at some of the dances, and my niece looked at me once. She goes, Auntie, shush. I said, yay! You know what? Be you, be in the moment. Yeah, it's going to challenge society. Who cares? What's the worst that's going to happen? They might say, okay, you got to, settle it down. But usually that's only if you're picking fights in the bar. So, I wouldn't worry about that. To sincerely and deeply love that part of you surpasses root forgiveness or bland acceptance. It opens you to loving yourself unconditionally as well as loving the full bowels of others. So I don't know what that means either. The burden of such shame is too great for anyone to carry. You must see these idiosyncrasies with a sense of humor. When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it with yourself, not at yourself, the sooner you can move to a place of true self-acceptance. It's often only later, when we look back at these situations, that we can discern the more important lessons and wisdom contained within them. I don't know if Steve's still watching. Oh, he is still watching. But I remember a seance that we had at Darla's. It was totally not real, thank God. Because, I played with the Ouija board once, and that Ouija board is never allowed in my house. That is serious business, serious shit. But nothing happened with our seance. So it was just fun. So Thank God nothing bad happened and we were protected. So, because now I know what I know, there could have been some, crazy ass shit happening. Thank God it wasn't in my house, because if we did invite anybody, and again, laughing with, not at, we were kids, we did what we did. All right. Catching up. Hey, Scotty, I just brought you up a little while ago. Funny, funny, funny. All right, let's pull Scott a card. Kangaroo, be grateful. Actually, I think we just had this conversation a little while ago. Be grateful for everything you have. As you live in that gratitude, everything else falls into falls into place, not falls apart. It will fall into place. You just be grateful, live your passion, enjoy your life. Okay, there's something else in this one. Making me do lots of reading today. And that's okay. And then I think we're going to finish it off with some drumming. Okay, in this very material-orientated world, where you're constantly bombarded with so many possibilities and choices for acquisition and accumulation, it's easy to forget to be grateful for what you have rather than feeling envious and resentful for what you don't have. Trust that you'll always have what you need. Allow the richness and goodness of our fair and generous Mother Earth to be yours, not for taking out of avarice and greed. I probably said that wrong. But out of acceptance and continuous appreciation for the gifts you receive. Everything that comes your way, in actuality, is a gift, whether or not you consciously manifest it. Thou shalt not want doesn't mean you shouldn't have any desires, but that you shall never have to go without food, water, shelter, or love. That is, unless you deny life the privilege of providing these things for you. Today, every time you receive a gift of goods, service, love, or money, express gratitude for the giver and creator. If only by simply saying thank you. Remember always that no matter who or how the gift is delivered, it comes from Creator. Additional meanings, family, abundance, nurturing, and generosity. As we go into our Christmas and solstice and all the new changes into New Year's, whatever the gift is, always be thankful. Try and encourage all those little kitty monkeys to just be grateful for whatever it is. I actually took all the presents away one year and just gave chocolates. Well, you know what? They all loved the chocolate bars. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how big or how small. All right. I hear somebody saying, ocean drum, ocean drum. Okay, I'll go get it. Ugh. I'm in a tight little spot. I moved my room and it's awesome. All right, sit back. And everything that came up today, just melt away. To breathe, nice deep breath in, let your belly expand, and release nice and slow. Repeat that 3 times. Okay, and just a reminder, this was all about not worrying about if people approve. If you're not unworthy, you're totally worth every kind of happiness, every bountiful whatever. You're worthy for everything that you're called to this earth to do. And sometimes if we allow people's compliments to affect us, then the negative stuff also does. So if we can try and work within, handle the shit from within ourselves, then it doesn't matter. We're going to take that Zen, whether it's nursing, whether it's on the road, whether it's football game, you're going to carry that Zen within yourself because it's not going to matter what anybody else thinks of you. So love yourself, do whatever it takes to get you there. Blessed be, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and now I'm going to go read all the comments of how crazy I am. No, just kidding. Much love.